Hi there, I'm Trish Carparata, and I am a certified manifestation mindset coach and the creator of the Clear Path Method. And I help women navigate through the seasons of their life by introducing to tools and resources that help guide them through those challenges so that they don't stay stuck. So I hope you're enjoying this entire event and getting lots out of it. I know I'm learning lots, and I've had lots of aha moments. And I hope today's message that I'm going to bring to you about building resilience in life storms will also give you some aha moments as well too. Let's talk about resilience. Most of us think about resilience as being a bouncing back, but it's not. It's about how we've navigated through those challenges and came out as a better person. So if you think about that, bouncing back, let's go back to that reference, because bouncing back is really, we just think that we just bounce back, but we don't look at ourselves as moving forward. We just look at it, we just got through it. And that's not really what resilience is. Resilience is how can we learn from that previous experience, look at that previous, how can we learn to help get through the next experience? It's going to take some skills. It's going to take some new ways to learn how to do things, but that is available to you, because resilience really is about, let's visualize for a moment. Okay, so life storms are really about, think about a flowing river. So the river flows forward regardless of what's in front of it. Okay, water moves no matter what. It's got somewhere to go. It's going to get there. Now, is it going to hit some obstacles along the way? Sure, it will. It'll hit a rock, or it'll hit a tree, or hit a boat, or whatever. But what happens during that when it reaches that obstacle, there is some turbulence around there where the water, churns and goes around it, but the flow on the other side is still moving forward. So if we think of life storms as like that, okay, so we're in that turbulent water. What are we doing to help us through that? Is there fear? Is there control? Is there the thought of I'll never get through this? I know I've experienced 3 main events in my life that have challenged me to the core. Not knowing that how or if I'd have come out of all 3 of them. But I'm here today to tell you that I have. And what I've learned today that I would have known then is some tools and resources that I can use to actually deal with those situations a lot better, so that I come out as better than I was before, and much stronger than that. But we always think about resilience as just getting through by the skin of our, chin, right? And it's really not about that. Resilience is an actual tool that helps to build a stronger person, depending on how you handle it. Now, not every event in your life is going to be immediate like that, but learning some skills and tools that I am going to teach you today will hopefully help you navigate through those periods of your life. We call them storms, and where you experience those turbulence and not knowing whether you're going to come out the other end. So the easiest way that I have found in my current life now is if I'm faced with something, an obstacle. So the water, I'm visualizing the water hitting the rock again. There's turbulence around it. It's turbulence in your life. And I find the best way for me is just to stop in the moment, think about what it is that I am facing, try to deep breathe if I can, and move into a quiet spot so I can kind of get some, what is that called? I am free to think about how I'm going to respond and how I'm going to get through that. And depending on what your situation could be many things, but I find easier that I now realize I'm in that situation. I can either handle it this way or this way. And I prefer to handle it the new way, which is, okay, stop, breathe, walk away from the situation, get in a quiet spot, think about it, and then come out and move forward. Now, it may not be perfect, it never is, but understanding that you have a choice to stop in a situation like that and move away from it, unless it's life-threatening. That's a whole different story. But we're talking about just life storms, okay? And you will be able to handle that situation. But not only are you breathing to kind of clear your head and your heart and your whole body, it also gives your mind a chance to think about, okay, look, what is the solution in this situation? I remember times in my life where I just I couldn't even think straight. But I always thought that. What is it? I can't remember what I told myself, that Oh, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Look for the light at the end of the tunnel. That's why I used to always tell myself. I looked at myself as bouncing back and wanted to forget about those life storms I had because I didn't deal with them very well. But now looking back on them, I realize that I'm in a position that now I've learned the tools and skills to help other people so that they don't get to the spot where I was just moving through life existing and not thriving, because we all want to thrive through life. So, building resilience through those life storms is about learning the tools and resources to, when you're faced upon that, the water hitting the rock and the turbulence, and how you can get to the other side and move forward, because it's going to be different every time. But understanding that now, that's one way to kind of put yourself in a position of, how do I think myself through this? And it may not be perfect, but it will help you get to a solution, because there's always a solution to everything, but you need the time and mind space to think about that, and getting away from it, stepping away from it, breathing, closing your eyes, whatever you can do to kind of think, okay, what's my next step here? And getting through all the other chaos that's going on in your head. Not easy to calm this thing down, but there is a way to do that. The other thing I found too, that I always thought, no matter what I go through, however I handle it, I'm going to be grateful just to be on the other side. So gratitude is a huge part of building resilience, because every time you go through something like that, a life, a storm, as I call it, and you come to the other side, you have to, and when you get there, regardless how messy it is, you have to have gratitude that you have the strength and the wisdom to use some basic tools to get you through that, because that life storm may not happen again, but I guarantee there's going to be other things that will kick you down, and it's how you get back up and what you do with it that's going to be really important. But now you're building on it, you see? So as a river moves faster, and you can see that as a river moves faster, it goes over top of the rocks and over top of the logs and whatnot. So think of yourself as, I'm not going to hit that rock and have the turbulence. I'm just going to go right over top of it. So no matter what you do, you go over the wall, around the wall, through the wall, but you never stay behind the wall. Okay, so it's about being unstuck. So gratitude is a very big part of that. You have to give yourself some grace at the end of that to say thank you for, getting me through that, and having some gratitude about how you feel about the situation now. That, for me, it was nobody got hurt, nobody died, and I'm still alive. Like, that's how basic it was for me. And those 3 life events that I can think of in my life that kind of really challenged me to the core. But I wouldn't be here today talking about it if I didn't figure out a way around it. So you have more power in your little body and your mind than you think so. It's the chaos around you when life storms happen, that puts you in the position of feeling like you're in a tornado. But honestly, you can get into the eye of that tornado and stop yourself in a peaceful moment to figure out what you're going to do next. And that's really where you have to get in the mind space and the breathing technique, or something that will, even a trigger word, to help you just go, okay, I'm in this, I know this, I'm not sure how to get out of it, but what's going to be my next step? And you really have to think in that way, because you don't really want to just bounce back. You want to grow forward from it. So think of yourself as, if I'm going to get through this, I need to be able to build and move forward. I don't want to stay here and just keep repeating. Like, you don't want to be a bouncing that goes bang against the wall all the time, right? So bouncing back to me just means hitting another wall and not learning from it. You want to grow forward, which is going through the situation and moving forward, just like the stepping stones on the rock. Think of it that way. That's how I look. I don't look at bouncing back as a solution. I look bouncing back as you're hitting the same wall and you're not learning anything. So that's another way around it too. So you want to build on every life storm that you have, because you want to be able to get through the next one a little stronger and with more knowledge and with more tools and resources. And that's really what I help my clients do now, is giving them tools and resources that will help them understand that there's choices and things you can do in the moments of life storms to help you guide you through those challenges to get to the other side a lot quicker, and without, all the mess and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what you're dealing with in life, but I know that we're all resilient. but you need to rethink that resilience isn't just overcoming challenges. It's becoming a stronger person because of the way you handled that particular life storm. In order to do that, you have to have new tools and resources. So I'm hoping that this particular message about resilience, thinking about it in a way that's not just smacking a wall, you're not bouncing back and hitting the same wall and not learning anything, because that's how I think it was, just that bouncing thing that keeps smacking the same wall and you don't learn anything. You have to look at resilience as build a building block that keeps making you stronger, more knowledgeable and whatnot. You have to be hungry enough for that, that you want to learn about, okay, what's my next step? When I started learning about manifestation, that is when all the aha moments came to me. That's when I learned about, limiting beliefs, and I could rewrite my own story. And if I could rewrite my own story, then I could handle life storms a lot better because I have the tools and resources to do that. And it's such a simple process in life's journey that has helped me so, so much. And that's why I like helping other women as well, too. Now, when I talked about you have to release, reset, and rebuild, I call those 3 steps. I created first of all, I hope you enjoy this message, and I hope you got all kinds of aha moments out of this, to know that you're not alone in this situation. Life will kick you down again, but it's how you get back up and how you think about it later, and the gratitude you have for coming over it and learning how to move forward in the next one, because it's going to come anyways. Be more prepared for that so that it's not as difficult. Okay, so you want to go over, just the water goes over those rocks and past those logs without any turbulence or resistance at all. And that's kind of where you want to be. So if any of this resonated for you, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to me. And if any of this resonated for you, I am the creator of what's called the Clear Path Method. And I've created some 3 basic steps that you can do before you, after a life event, or a life storm, I should call it, in order for you to release all of that and be able to move forward. It's called the Clear Path Method. There's 3 steps to it. If you're interested in getting that, it is a free tool, as well as an affirmation tool that I have. Both of them are free, and you can get them. You can email me at patriciacraparotta@gmail.com. Or you can go to my Instagram. It's Trish_Craparotta. That's CRAPAROTTA on Instagram, and the link in my bio where you can download both of those free tools. And hopefully the next life storm that you have is going to be you going over that rock and getting to the other side without all the conflict and whatnot, that you've learned some tools and resources that life will hit you in the face again. It's just about you, what you're going to do with it to get through it, because we are all made and created on this earth to have a purpose to help other people. And you just, life isn't about being down all the time. Life is about enjoying the vision of what you want to do, what your dream life is going to be. But there'll be challenges along the way. We're always learning and growing. That's why we're built this way, is to learn and grow through those things. And hopefully that helped you too. And I appreciate you having me today. You guys have a fantastic day. And go and learn some more, because it's a fantastic event, isn't it? Ciao. See you later.